Paul Scheuring created the Fox series drama Prison Break, which aired for 5 seasons. Its first season aired in 2005, with the majority of the action taking place in the Fox River Penitentiary, where Michael Scofield has gotten himself incarcerated in order to save his brother, Lincoln Burrows. Here are the 20 Prison Break facts you probably didn't know. Number 20, it was meant to end after season 1. Paul Scheuring, the show's creator, had only a story for 1 season for the hit show. He intended for the Fox River 8 to flee in the middle of the first season, followed by a chase in the second half of the season before wrapping it up. However, Fox wanted to keep fans entertained for a longer period of time, so the show was renewed for a second season. The show was still scheduled to enter after the second season, according to the writer. The network was able to accommodate the increased demand by exerting it for 3 more seasons. That was originally planned. However, some fans believe that the extra seasons were riddled with plot holes. Number 19, Sarah's exit in the season 3 was due to real pregnancy. Sarah Wayne Callies, who plays Dr. Tancredi, Michael's wife, is the one who shows most intriguing characters. However, her character was killed off in the 3rd season, much to the chagrin of many fans. She was pregnant while she returned, and she gave birth to Michael's child. Her exit was very real, however, because Wayne Callies was actually pregnant, which caused filming complications. She had contact issues with Fox as well, which were only resolved after she had her baby, resulting in her return in season 4. Number 18, T-Bag was actually accused of assault. T-Bag is regarded as a Prison Break's greatest survivor because nothing seemed to be able to keep the bad guy down for the first 4 seasons of the show until his redemption in the 5th season. He was a villain, I bet one of the most violent in history. Robert Knepper was the man in charge of playing the assuming T-Bag, and things got real for him on the set when the film industry was under fire after Harvey Weinstein was accused of sexual assault. A makeup artist accused Knepper of assaulting her on the set of Prison Break. He denied the allegations just as 5 more women came forward with similar allegations, all of which were later dismissed. Number 17, Tweener went to prison after his death. While Stacy Keach was incarcerated prior to Prison Break, Lane Garrison, who played David Apolliski aka Tweener, was incarcerated after his character was killed off in the show. Garrison was charged with manslaughter, drunk driving, and providing alcohol to minors after crashing his car into a tree in Beverly Hills in December 2006. It happened shortly after he left Prison Break, for which he received a 3-year and 4-month prison sentence. Number 16, Pope was once in prison. It's difficult to find a prison warden who is involved with inmates and guards as Henry Pope, who was the first season of the show. His ability to balance his job and family life so well while still emphasizing rehabilitation over punishment was too unusual and un-American. That's because Stacy Keach was imprisoned in England for 6 months in 1985 for attempting to smuggle cocaine into the country. He was released after 6 months for good behavior and completely changed his life. He used his reading experience to get into the character of Henry Pope, which he did flawlessly. Number 15, Sonia was based on a true story. Carringer Penitentiary in Sao Paulo was rated as one of the worst prisons in the world in the 20th century. It housed up to 8,000 inmates who were only served by a small number of prison officers. They overpowered the guards, who then left the prison to be run by gangs, resulting in a riot in 1992 that killed 111 people. When the police arrived to put down the riot, they killed more people than the rioters, including those who had surrendered. It was one of the worst cases of human rights violations in Brazilian history. It is the story that inspired Sonia Prison, which occupied the majority of the 3rd season of Prison Break. Number 14, Dominic Purcell nearly died on the set of Season 5. Season 5 added a new twist to Scofield's story, with the hero struggling to survive in a wartime Yemen. The majority of the season was shot in Vancouver, though the crew did travel to Morocco at one point to film the deserted scenes. A huge piece of the set collapsed on Purcell's head on the set in Marquesas, Morocco. He was airlifted to Casablanca for treatment after suffering a head wound and a broken nose. He did, however, recover completely. Number 13, some of the scenes were shot in John Wayne Gacy's cell. John Wayne Gacy, also known as the Killer Clown, was a serial killer who was executed by lethal injection in 1994. He admitted to raping and killing at least 33 boys, the bodies of whom were discovered buried on his Chicago property. Michael Scofields' cell was also where Gacy was held prior to his execution. It caused some consternation because some of the crew were afraid the cell was haunted. but it served as the ideal setting for the first season's episode. Number 12, it's banned in some prisons. In prisons, educational programming that could entice inmates to riot or plan an escape is prohibited. The same is true for content that may be used to train an inmate to escape from prison. While Prison Break is only a television show, it is considered educational programming by more than 13 prisons in the United States and likely more around the world, and thus it's prohibited. It's unfair though, because Prison Break is more about love and hope than crime. Number 10, Michael's tattoos. The whole first season show was built around Michael covering his entire body in tattoos of Fox River Penitentiary schematics supposed to help him find his way out. That was a lot of tattoos, and Wentworth Miller didn't have all of them on his body, so they had to be redone using ink and makeup before filming began. Every time Wentworth Miller acted, the makeup team had to spend up to 5 hours on it, and they had to redraw at least part of it anytime Scofield tattoo covered sections would be visible in the film. It was a difficult job, and the producers chose to remove the tattoos as soon as they were no longer relevant in the fourth season. Number 9, the origin of characters' names. The show's characters are named after U.S. presidents. Teabag Bagwell was named after Theodore Roosevelt, and Lincoln Burrows was named after Abraham Lincoln. Michael Scofield, the main character, is named after Edward Scofield, and Benjamin Miles, C-Note, Franklin is named after Benjamin Franklin. Number 8, Sarah Tancredi should have been dead by the end of season 1. Sarah was supposed to die in the first season finale from a fatal drug overdose. However, the actress' popularity among Prison Break fans aided her continued participation in the show. Number 7, Police Troubles. Before the show began, the characters were already acquainted with the police. Only 2 of the show's main characters, Veronica Donovan, Robin Tunley, and Sophia Logue, had never been arrested. Danny Garcia, the other 15 characters, have previously been arrested. Number 6, prison's name. The prison is referred to as Fox River in the series. The real name of the prison, on the other hand, is the Joliet Correctional Center, and it is located in Joliet, Illinois. Aside from that, Fox River is a real river that runs through western Chicagoland near Joliet. Number 5, Teabag's hair. Robert Kepner, Teabag, claims that he based his character's hairstyle on his old science instructor, who usually had a poofy bit that stood up at the front. Number 4, last minute casting. You'd think Dominic Purcell and Wentworth Miller were cast a long time before the series premiered, but they were really cast at the last minute. Wentworth's part was divided 5 days before filming began, and Dominic was cast 72 hours later. Number 3, Benjamin Miles C-Note. Benjamin Miles C-Note, Franklin Rockman Dunbar, was only intended to appear in 2 episodes, but he promoted to regular status. Number 2, Mysterious Toilet. The series depicted something that could be true in the Michael's toilet from his cell. The toilet lacks plumbing, making it difficult for waste to escape or water to enter the cell. In truth, this toilet would never be used, and Michael would be unable to utilize it to flee. Number 1, consistency. Unlike most other shows, Prison Break filmed the whole first season within the same prison, when most others just showed a panning shot from the outside before skipping to a set. So what do you think? What do you think of these Prison Break facts you probably didn't know? Let us know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.